Hello everyone and welcome to another Starcraft 2 video. For this one I want to show you a tutorial on how to kill a proxy hatch with workers. Now you might think that's a pretty simple video that you don't really need to talk about, but I would say that there's a much better way to kill a proxy hatch that almost no one uses. In fact, even when I see it on the pro scene, they don't use the method I would suggest. So if you get proxy hatch, it's going to be in your main or your natural, and your first question might be, how many workers do I pull? And the answer you might hear is 6, because 6 is a good amount. It's not that many workers, and yet it's still going to prevent the hatchery from finishing, because you can see the hit points are actually going down on the hatchery. 370, 360, 350, 340. So it keeps the hatchery from finishing as long as you don't wait too long. And you pull the minimum workers off of the line. And that all seems great, except there's two major downsides to doing this. One is that you've immediately gimped your mineral economy by 6 workers, and each worker brings in about 1 mineral per second. So after about 30 seconds, you're about 200 minerals behind where you could have been. I mean, that could have been an extra unit, an extra cyber core. If you're cannon rushing, could have been an extra cannon. And now you don't get that because you had these 6 workers off the line. And then the other major issue is that you're giving your opponent information. I guarantee you a proxy hatch Zerg has 2 completely different game plans based on whether he believes this hatchery is going to complete or not. So if this hatchery is under attack, then he's probably building a second hatchery at home at his natural. If this hatchery is not under attack, he's almost certainly building a pool and a gas, and getting ready to spam out Zerglings, queens, maybe roaches, whatever he decides to proxy hatch with. So I think a much better method to deal with a proxy hatch is just to leave it. And I don't mean leave it and let it complete. We're still going to kill it, but we're not attacking it immediately. We're going to wait. And we're going to continue waiting until it's like 2/3 to 3/4 complete. Depending on whether you have a zealot chronoed out or not can make a difference as well. So if we stop here, this hatchery is 45 seconds done. That means by leaving those 6 workers on a mineral line, that's over 250 minerals extra we have now that we wouldn't have had otherwise. And that's important because money now is more important than money later. Like if you play a game of Starcraft 2 and I gave you 1,000 minerals extra at the start of the game, and I give your opponent an extra 1,000 minerals at the 1-minute mark, he's going to be so far behind you. It's ridiculous. Even though you both received 1,000 minerals, since things compound in StarCraft 2 with setting up your infrastructure and your economy, that early money is more important than the later money. So yeah, so this is what we do. We wait until it's like 2/3, 3/4 complete, and then we pull everything and attack. So we pulled 18 workers instead of 6, which means we're hurting our income by 3 times the amount, but we're killing the hatchery 3 times as fast, right? So it kind of balances out to the exact same amount of minerals lost. There we get the kill. With the exception of travel time. So when I pull 6 workers to attack that hatchery, they have to travel from the mineral line and back to the mineral line. So now I'm actually forcing 18 workers to make that travel instead of just 6. So that extra travel time with more workers, or sorry, that same travel time but with extra workers means if for an in-base proxy hatch, you're probably losing around 100 to 125 minerals. If you have to go to your natural, you're probably losing a little bit closer to 200 minerals. But remember, we still get more minerals up front, which I think is more important than total minerals lost. And most importantly, we've thrown our Zerg opponent completely off of his game plan. He throws down a hatchery, assumes it's going to complete, does a follow-up build assuming it's going to complete, and then you kill the hatchery. And now all of a sudden he just has 1 hatchery at home that's able to make roaches. I mean, that's not too helpful when you're attempting this proxy hatch strategy. And if he wasn't even going roaches, now he only has 1 hatchery of larvae to make Zerglings. So it's gotta be a terrible spot for him. The last thing I want to talk about is it's just a minor thing, but when you are attacking a hatchery, don't actually A-click on the hatchery itself. As you can see, if I A-click on this hatchery, and then I cancel the hatchery, look what happens to all my workers. They end up in this circle around where the hatchery is, which means he may be able to throw down another hatchery if you don't do anything.
We must place that on creep.
If he's quick, he can throw down an Evo chamber, say if he's blocking your expansion location. He could also, after the hatchery is cancelled, he can mineral walk and escape. So what you actually want to do against hatchery block is, rather than attack the hatchery itself, you want to A move somewhere. And then even after the A move, you can shift click back to your mineral line. So I can A move and shift click back. And then when it cancels, they immediately run in, surround the probe, or surround the drone, get the kill, and then go back to mining. And even if the drone mineral walks, it won't get out alive, just because there's so many probes on this, like 2 layers of probes on all sides of it, that even with the mineral walk, it's going to take enough damage to die. It completely prevents him from throwing down a second hatchery. And it makes it more difficult to throw down an Evo chamber. He can still technically do it, but he has to do it faster than normal. Yeah, so when you kill a proxy hatch, just A move. Don't attack the hatchery itself. Yep. So that's about all I got to say. Once again, to kill a hatchery, wait as long as humanly possible, and then pull everything to kill it. You'll lose a little bit of extra mining overall, but it means you get more mining up front, and it means you throw your opponent off of his set game plan because he believes the hatchery is going to complete, and it doesn't. Anyways, with that, thank you everyone for tuning in, and I'm out of here. Goodbye.